You know, as a psychologist, I get to share a lot of powerful ideas. But this one might be the most important. And it's this: you are not your brain. Now, that probably sounds a little strange, right? But really getting the difference between your conscious mind, the real you, and your brain's automatic and often kind of flawed programming, well, that is the secret to taking back control of your life. So let's dive into how you can do that.
So let me ask you this. Have you ever felt totally hijacked by your own mind? You know, like you're under attack from thoughts that just chip away at your self-worth. Or maybe you're panicked by worries that you know don't make sense, or you feel overpowered by cravings that you know aren't good for you. If that sounds familiar at all, believe me, you are not alone. It's such a painful, confusing feeling, almost like you're a slave to a master you can't even see.
And this isn't just some vague feeling, okay? It's a real feedback loop that science actually understands. It all starts with what we call a deceptive brain message. This message creates discomfort, which then triggers a familiar, habitual response. And yet you might get some temporary relief, but all that does is strengthen the original deceptive message, and, well, that's what keeps you stuck.
Okay, so let's really talk about these messages, because they're the root cause of that trapped feeling. They're the intrusive thoughts, the unhealthy impulses, and all the false beliefs that your brain just generates on autopilot.
So here's the official definition for you. A deceptive brain message is any false thought or unhelpful impulse that pulls you away from what you truly want in life. It could be that nagging thought that you have to check your email just one more time, or that sinking feeling that you're just not good enough to go for that job. Or maybe it's that impulse to procrastinate, or that perfectionist voice in your head that says nothing you do is ever going to be quite right.
Now, here's the crucial point, and I really want you to hear this. These messages feel incredibly real. They feel urgent, they're so compelling, but they are not you. They are just faulty, automatic signals firing off from your brain's old wiring. They do not reflect who you truly are or what you truly want.
And this is where the hope comes in. This is the solution. The fact that you are not your brain means that your mind, the real you, has the power to change your brain. And look, this isn't just wishful thinking. This is based on the solid, amazing science of neuroplasticity.
The word plasticity actually comes from a Greek word that means molded. And isn't that just the perfect description? Your brain has this incredible ability to be molded, to literally change its physical structure and its function, all based on where you consistently focus your attention and what you choose to do. Now, this can work in two very different ways. On the one hand, you've got passive neuroplasticity. This is what happens when we just let those deceptive messages run the show, right? Our bad habits and negative thoughts literally dig deeper and deeper grooves into our brain. But, and this is a big but, on the other hand, we have self-directed neuroplasticity. This is where you, your conscious mind, use your focused attention to intentionally build new, healthier pathways.
So how do we actually do that? How do we practice this self-directed neuroplasticity? Well, we do it with a simple, super actionable plan. Think of it like a toolkit you can use anytime, anywhere to take back control.
It's called the 4-step method. It's relabel, reframe, refocus, and revalue. It is a clear roadmap to freedom from these deceptive messages. For today, we're really going to dive into the first 3 steps because they are the core of taking action right in the moment.
All right, let's start with the first 2 steps. Relabel and reframe are all about instantly changing your perspective on one of those deceptive messages so you can see it for what it truly is. Step 1 is relabel. The second you feel that old anxiety, that urge, that negative thought pop up, you simply and calmly say to yourself, this is a deceptive brain message, or maybe this is just a faulty brain signal. Just the act of naming it creates this critical little space between you and the thought. You're no longer lost inside of it, you're observing it from the outside.
Then step 2 is reframe. Right after you've labeled the message, you actively change your perception of how important it is. You remind yourself why it's there. It's not there because you're weak or broken or flawed. It's there because of your brain's old faulty wiring. You literally take the blame off yourself.
And here it is. This is the single most powerful phrase you can use in this step. Say it out loud even. It's not me, it's just my brain. This mantra powerfully separates your true self from that automatic message. It just drains the message of its power over you.
Okay, so now we get to the most active part of this whole process. This is where the hard work really pays off, and it's where the real physical change in your brain actually happens. I want you to think of it like this. You're building brand new neural highways and letting those old, bumpy back roads just fade away from disuse.
Step 3 is refocus. Now, while that deceptive message and all those uncomfortable feelings are still there, and this is so key, you don't try to make them go away. You shift your attention to a productive, wholesome activity. By choosing to do something constructive, go for a walk, call a friend, work on a hobby, you are actively firing up new neural circuits. You are literally starving the old unhealthy pathway of your attention and feeding a new, healthy one.
This really is the core principle of everything we're talking about. What you consistently place your attention on is what shapes your brain. Every single time you refocus your attention onto something positive, you are casting a vote for the person you want to become, and you are physically sculpting your brain to support that choice.
So, the next time one of those old, familiar, deceptive messages shows up, you have a choice. You can let your brain run its old automatic program, or you can use your mind, your true self, to relabel, reframe, and refocus. You are in the driver's seat. The only question is, what are you going to tell your brain to do next?